Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make mutton curry pies. We are using 500 gram of lamb meat, and whenever we cook our lamb meat, we call it mutton curry. Firstly, I'm going to marinate my meat, and I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of steak and chopped spice. And I'm also going to use a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, marinating with Worcestershire sauce will allow the meat to get soft. I'll give this a mix and allow this to stand for half an hour. As you can see, because we're using this meat for pie, so we cut it in quite smaller cubes. While my meat is marinating, here are my ingredients for my pie. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of oil, 1 onions which I finely chopped, 1 cup of frozen mixed veg, I cubed up 2 potatoes, and I also sliced 2 tomatoes. And for my spice, I'm going to use a tablespoon of mixed masala, half a teaspoon of garam masala, half a teaspoon of hurdee, and half a teaspoon of dhania powder, and 1 teaspoon of pure chillie powder. For the braising, I'm going to use 2 cinnamon sticks, of which after the cooking I'm going to remove, a teaspoon of ginger garlic, a teaspoon of rough salt for taste. Then for my greens, I have a stem of curry leaf and a little bit of thyme. Also after cooking I'm going to remove. And then for my garnish, I have spring onions and I have frozen dhania. Thereafter I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of veg stock powder to 1 cup of water. And to thicken my gravy, I'm going to use a tablespoon of maizena. Now we are ready to start our braising. I've got my stove on, moderate heat, and I'm going to add in my 1/4 cup of oil to my pot. To my oil, I'm going to add in my onions. I'm going to allow these onions to get soft. Now my onions are ready, so I'm just going to add in my cinnamon sticks, my ginger garlic, I'm also going to add in my thyme and my curry leaf. I'll allow this to fry a little. To my onions, firstly I'm going to fry out my meat. My meat has browned, so I'm ready to add in my spices. And also I'm going to add in my salt. I'll give this a good mix. And now I'm ready to add in my tomatoes. I'll allow these tomatoes to cook. Now my tomatoes are almost cooked. So I'm going to add in my 2 teaspoons of stock to 1 cup of water. I'm going to add in my stock to my curry, and this will also cook the meat out. I had my meat cooking on low for the last 15 minutes, and now I'm ready to add in my potatoes to it. I'll give this a good mix, and when the gravy is dried up, I'm going to add in another cup of water for allowing the potatoes to cook. 25 minutes has passed, and as you can see, so lovely the curry is looking already. And to this cooking, I added 2 cups of water until my potatoes has got soft. And to this point, I also taken off my curry leaf, my cinnamon stick, and my thyme. Now I'm going to add in my mixed veg and give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes has passed, and the veggies are all cooked. Now I'm ready to add in my corn flour. I'm going to use a level tablespoon to half cup of water, and I'll give this a nice stir. And you must always use cold water so the corn flour will get mixed up very well. I'm going to add this to my curry. Give this a nice mix. When it comes to the boil, it will get thick. Then I am ready to garnish. 5 minutes has passed, and as you can see, my gravy is gone nice and thick. And before it starts burning to the bottom of the pan, I need to switch my stove off. As you can see, the maizena made the gravy nice and silky, and I also want to take a piece of meat out to show you how soft it's cooked. When making of pie, our meat must always be very soft, and our potatoes must also be very soft. And now I'm ready to garnish. Thereafter, I'm going to switch my stove off and allow this to cool completely. And in the meantime, I'm going to preheat my oven to 165, and I'm also going to take my puff pastry, which is store-bought. I'm going to take it out of my fridge. This is my shop-bought pastry, which is a kilo. And this curry is also cooled down completely, and I'm ready to make my pies. I'm just going to sprinkle some flour to my countertop just in case the pastry is soft, because today in Joburg it's a very hot day. Yeah, I've got a lunch tin that I'm going to use to cut off the pastry. I'm going to cut off 4 pieces. Yeah, I've got my oven tray that I used spray and cook. So gently I'm going to pick up a piece of my pastry and set it to my oven tray. I have an egg to egg wash, and I'm going to quickly crack it. I'm going to beat this egg up. I brush this egg on the edges of my pastry. Now I'm just going to spoon in some of the curry to the base. I'm going to take my second piece of my pastry and place it gently over. Now I'm going to dip my fork into some flour and go around the edges. This is ready to be put into the fridge for about 15 minutes. And where there was little oil, I just created a sealer. We are going to just let this chill for 15 minutes. These pies has chilled for 15 minutes. And now I'm ready to give it an egg wash. So here I've got 2 tablespoons of milk. I'm going to add it to my egg. Using my brush, I'm going to apply the egg on top. And I'm just going to sprinkle some sesame seed. So this is ready to be popped into the oven for 25 minutes. My oven is at 165 degrees. My pies are done and I gave it an extra 5 minutes to brown up. So all in all it was 30 minutes. Now I'm ready to take the pies off the oven. as you can see, it looked very beautiful and we are ready to serve. There you go, your lovely mutton curry pie. As my pie was baking in the oven, I continued making the rest. I was able to make all in all 8, but it depends how you full. You can make even more. And I popped them into the freezer for another day. Now I would like to hand you all over to the taste taster because he's going to rate me.
Hi guys, it's me, the official taste tester and the take your pie and buy fella. So today we are tasting my mom's mutton curry pie. Usually when I'm out on the road, it's very hard to find a mutton curry or even a lamb pie. It's mostly steak and kidney or burger or chicken and mushroom pies. That's why we use chicken and mushroom as the sort of standard, because you can generally find it everywhere else. But today we're going to give my mom's mutton curry pie a taste. The pastry is looking nice and flaky, and the pie itself is quite big. And I'm using a fork and knife because it's quite hot still. So we're just going to try and get a small bite and cool it down and try and get a taste of it. The pastry is rich and buttery. I think that's because we use the Fatima's pastry. And the curry is delicious with the mutton gravy and the mixed veg. So I'm going to try and get a piece of mutton as well, just to taste it while we're here. So I've got my piece of lamb or mutton, and I'm going to give it a taste now as well. The mutton was soft and delicious and very yummy. So this pie, even though it's homemade and my mom made it, well, she started off at about 1 o'clock cooking the curry, and it's now going closer to 5:30. So it was a bit of a longer recipe because we had to cool off the curry and work with the pastry and things like that. But it's quite a delicious lamb curry pie, and I'm going to give this one a good 9.5 out of 10. Because you're not going to get a mutton curry, lamb curry pie anywhere else that's going to rival it. So thank you for watching. I hope you'll give this one a try, and we will catch you on the next recipe.